We are very excited to be putting together this video. This video represents our formal announcement of our big and custom integration between MiaProva and Adobe Workfront. This video is going to dive into quickly at a high level what MiaProva is, what Adobe Workfront is, and the value our customers are realizing by having these two solutions working together as part of their optimization and personalization management. We'll also dive into MiaProva, dive into Adobe Workfront, and show you how the integration works and how it's fully automated. Very cool stuff. So, at a high level, what MiaProva is. MiaProva is an enterprise test management platform. It sits on top of Adobe I/O, which allows us to do a lot of incredible things, like fully automate activities that are coming in from Adobe Target. We're able to manage metrics and calculated metrics and segments and data that's in Adobe Analytics. We enable organizations to define journeys within MiaProva using all the rich data within Adobe Analytics as well as Adobe Target. MiaProva automates the management and the default data sets that get applied based off of the journeys. We've got over 84,000 activities in our ecosystem from organizations around the world, over 2,200 active unique users. And because of the standardizations that we bear and the framework that supports a customer journey approach, which allows organizations to have a set of tests targeted to some goals and then another set of tests to another goals, just to really extract more value out of their use of Adobe Target, we're seeing increases on average about 30% with Adobe Target customers. Data centers in the US and the EU, we've got industry best practices galore, everything from sample sizes to sample ratio mismatch, customized alerts based off of lift and confidence thresholds, really all the good stuff you need in a robust test and personalization management platform. We have single sign-on capabilities and extensive integrations with the Adobe world. Like I said, Adobe Analytics, Adobe Target, or Customer Journey Analytics, Adobe Journey Optimizer. We're fully integrated with the Adobe I/O ecosystem. Adobe Workfront, which was acquired by Adobe in late 2020 for $1.5 billion, has its own rich set of APIs, including a new version that MiaProva is integrating with. But if it goes to Adobe I/O, we're fully there and ready to take advantage of it within that system here. I'm going to be jumping into both platforms in just a second, but this is what the ROI looks like, and this is the story behind Adobe Target and Adobe, or I should say MiaProva and Adobe Workfront. So MiaProva was originally architected to support the Adobe Target community. The vast majority of our customers are Adobe Target users. We do have the ability to support other testing platforms, but given the rich set of APIs that are available from the Adobe ecosystem from like an administrative standpoint, we really are able to really fully automate things with the Adobe stack. And so what we do today is we automatically bring in any activities that are being used in Adobe Target, as well as some older activities as part of an audit process we provide. And we tie that data to Adobe Target, Adobe Analytics based off of these customized journeys. And what this Adobe Workfront integration now does is it takes the business end of it, the test request documents, the issues, the projects, whatever you call them, and it automates the import of that. Very exciting stuff. And our enterprise customers that are taking advantage of this integration are realizing like the ROI against some of the projects that they're managed within Adobe Workfront, and MiaProva is the catalyst to stitch these two together based off of this concept of journeys that I'll be happy to dive into if people are interested. So let me jump into the what Workfront is. I think the people watching this video are probably familiar with MiaProva and Adobe Target. So let me show you what Adobe Workfront is. So it's an enterprise project management tool that typically spans organizations across different departments, everything from like IT to marketing. And the opportunity for Adobe was to incorporate that as part of the Experience Cloud. managing creatives and all of the business workflows that go with all of that. So it is really an impressive tool, and myself and my team, we learned a lot about it when we built this integration. We had to kind of dive deep, and it's really really extensive, all the different components within there. And this is a Workfront account. You can see there's lots of things in here, everything from timesheets to kind of analytics around the workflow, resourcing, budget stuff, teams, all that good stuff. But what MiaProva is focused on getting the projects, the programs that are associated to optimization efforts or personalization efforts. So at a high level, there's this concept of programs. Programs, you can have one for, let's say, the optimization department or the paid search department or email marketing or creative management, things along those lines. So the organizations will typically have multiple different types of programs. And so I'm just going to jump into this program here, optimization. And so each one of these different projects typically represents an effort within Adobe Target. You've got all the different details around the ticket and the fields that are customizable. Workfront does something really cool in terms of how they manage the fields. I won't get into that, but it is very impressive how they've constructed this. And so organizations, there's various stages or status levels of these different projects within Workfront. So this is very, very similar to the Jira world where there's issues, and whether it's an epic or a story. The equivalent here is the Workfront project, where you can see all of this coming together within here. And so what MiaProva did is we wanted the ability to allow organizations to define whatever projects they want to show up in MiaProva, and we'll automatically create a program or a project that has all of these fields as well. We also dimensionalize this, where you can use this data and construct different reports on the program itself. So lots of different features and functionality here. We also wanted to apply a condition when to have it come into MiaProva. MiaProva has rules and logic in place for when we get activities from Adobe Target. So we want to give organizations that use Workfront the ability to define when the data gets into MiaProva as well. So this is Workfront, a lot to it. I'll jump over to MiaProva here. So this is MiaProva. It's connected to both Adobe and Workfront, as well as Jira within this particular account. So this column here, this column, Live Activities, this is automatically fed from Adobe Target and Adobe Analytics. We can bring in data from any of the variables that collect data within Adobe Analytics. So this is data that's coming in based off of optimization efforts within Adobe Target. So jumping over here to the integrations, we got the integration with Adobe, the integration with Jira, Slack, soon to announce an integration with Teams, but this is our Workfront integration. We provide a certificate, make it very easy to connect to Adobe to Workfront's integration. And what happens then? The integration takes literally just like 5 minutes to do. We just set up a big enterprise company a few weeks ago. It worked wonderfully. Download the certificate. We're up and running within probably 20 minutes. And so once the connection's made, all of the programs show up within here. Because like I said, Workfront is typically an enterprise-wide product that's used across the broader organization. And so you could select whatever program that you'd like, and you can see kind of like this is where all of the different programs are available. You can see all the programs within. Jump back here, go to programs. This is the, where's programs right there. So these are the different programs. So obviously you don't need them all. You just need the one that's focused on the optimization. So you would select optimization. This one's already in use here, but you can see the different status levels to have it brought in. What's made the most sense is when the activity has gone live. So we typically do that. And then where you want this project from Workfront to go into MiaProva, because we have various stages that align to a typical, testing life cycle. And what we'll do then is we'll automatically create a program within the MiaProva ecosystem. And a program, this is a very, very popular feature that we have within here, even well before the Jira and Workfront integrations. Programs represent the different intakes. You know, what are the fields that we want to require? At what states do we want them visible? All that sort of thing. And so what we've done here for the Workfront integration, you can see here, is we automatically create this. We have default fields that we use, like Adobe Target, the offers, the activities, audiences, and we tie that in to data that was already constructed within Adobe Workfront. So it's really, really fully automated. And so we can even let me go back to the Workfront integration here, the mapping. And so you can see these are the different programs that we have implemented into MiaProva. And so what'll happen is automatically when these tickets or these projects within this program appear at different various states, or they're updated with the additional text, immediately that'll transcend down into MiaProva. So that'll show up here. You'll see that as part of our queue within here. So you can see here some of the different feeds that have come in based off of activities that have come in from Workfront. So now these Workfront related programs, I'll just jump over to this so we can filter on this. So all of these different tickets within here came from Workfront. And so where the integration comes together between Adobe Target and Adobe Analytics, I'm just going to jump to this particular ticket here. This is a ticket that came in from Workfront, and as different things happen and come in as part of that, the values will get updated within here. So you can see there's lots of different fields within here. Let me get the Adobe Target activity here. Here's a list of all the activities that are live that are not associated with tickets. So this is just, this is our kind of like play account that we do with. So it's not really too exciting of data here, but it is real data coming from Adobe Target and Adobe Analytics based off of metrics that are being collected based off of the journey definition. And so we construct a day-over-day view of it, as well as any default metrics based off of journeys within MiaProva. You can see here automatic segments that come in from Adobe Analytics. And so what we just did right there by simply selecting that activity is we stitched the Adobe Target data with the A for T, that has the A for T data, to Adobe Workfront. So we're constructing the knowledge library in a very, very efficient manner. Let's say this test was a significant win, and I wanted to, let's say the conversion rate lift was 3.56. I'll incorporate another metric here, average order value, we see 156.23. So we automatically have the Adobe data by default based off of journey, but we have this section here called Impact to Business, which allows the metrics to be presented in various dashboards that we have on our program overview. And so with here, we can simply archive this, but I've got to save the start date and at least one metric. Okay, so I've actually done that already by saving the activity. And so now I can archive this activity. So now this activity, I can even send out this summary email. This summary email is the program that came from Workfront tied to the data from Adobe Target, Adobe Analytics. So really an efficient way to kind of bring everything together. And then those tickets ended up on our program overview within here. So as these Workfront projects get archived with the connection to Adobe Analytics and Adobe Target data, you can kind of start realizing the ROI of some of these different programs within here. You can also construct charts and goals and all that good stuff around there. So there it is. If there's any questions, please let us know. Very, very excited for this integration. And yeah, happy testing.